Hey guys, how you doing? I'm just putting together a video today to show you how I find my monster trades in Trade Vision. And it's not just finding trades, it's finding the type of trades that I really like. So we just go into breakouts here, and it's pretty straightforward. We just have a list here of all the breakout stocks from Monday, and we click in the little chevron here, and we've got a list of 4 or 5 days. Generally it's five. If you're on a Friday, it'll be 4 days or 5 days. And what I do is, it's listed in almost sort of order of price. So we've got 38, 13, 50, 18, 17, 5, and the smaller ones down here are really small caps. I'm not really interested in the big ones, anything medium or large like a Tesla or an Nvidia or any kind of these stocks. These are the stocks you needed to buy at $5. You shouldn't be buying them at $500. Meant for a long-term investment, yeah, it's okay. You could if you wanted to, but for me, if I invest $500 in a Tesla stock and it goes up 10%, that's $50. And maybe I buy, 6 or 7 shares of it, and maybe I'll make 200 or 300 bucks. But my feeling is that it will take a long time for Tesla to double in price. Maybe, a year, 5, 10 years. But the stocks I invest in can double in the space of 3 or 4 days. So that's what I prefer to be in, doubling my money. So let's have a look at the smaller stocks here. EVCM, I don't really care what it does. I don't really care about the fundamentals. I'm looking at the stock charts and which ones I like. So let me go through a couple for you. GRC is a $50 stock. I'm not really interested in that. Anro, I purchased a way back here and made $10, and then it kind of exploded. So here's a great example of what we're looking for. So a stock that's been doing nothing for months, and suddenly something pops. Somebody somewhere knows something, and inevitably these are what they do. They pop, they pull back, they pop, they pull back, and then this has just exploded. So in the space of, let's say, October right up to December, October, November, 3 months, it's gone from 680 to $18, 612, 18. That's a 200% return. So you're getting your money back plus 200% in profit. It's just absolutely bonkers. Obviously, we want it to be here. And this is the kind of pattern I am looking for. This is what I trade. A lot of people love Nvidia and Palantir and all this crap that I'm not interested in. But what we want is this explosive breakout pattern. As I say, we want a stock that's doing nothing. And maybe the neurosciences, maybe they got a chip approved inside someone's brain, who knows what. And that's what we want to see, a pop. And so that's what I'm looking for. We're not going to get involved in this because this has kind of gone parabolic and crazy. And yes, it may go to 1,000, but I really want to be in on the first one. We want to increase our chances of breakout success. If I join here, it might collapse. If I go in here, it might collapse. Let's look for the first time breakouts. And I think there is one in here. Let me just have a look. Okay, I mean, trending, you might get in here and get out here, and you get back in here eventually, and November all the way through to May. Maybe you hang on to it for 6 months and you finally break even. Is that what we want? Not really. It's $12 here and it's $12 there. And what is that? June. I mean, it's 6 months. You want to wait 6 months to get your money back? I know I don't. Let's look at ACRE. Now this is what we like. $5.40, very reasonable price. Commercial real estate. Let's investigate a little deeper and see what's what. Why is it moving and what's the volume like? Okay, so here we've got it. If I zoom out, we get a little bit more of an idea of what that previous chart was, which I think just condenses, 2 years into a little chart, and it's kind of looking something like that, right? I mean, I think we flatten it out even more. So it's something like that. And, massive powerful downtrend, and all of a sudden something has changed, and this is where we want to get in, where the sentiment changes on a stock. So it's very early days. The 200 has just crossed the 50, and the 20 is starting to explode up and pop. Look at that. So this is what we want at least 4x volume ideally. So up in the top left here, we've got the volume indicator. As I scroll, let's say the average is around here. Let's call it 300. Boom, 4x, 1.5 mil, and it's pop. Where will it go from here? Great question. Well, it may go down a little bit, or it may continue up, or it may go sideways for a month, or whatever. But what we can do is we can get in here. This looks like it's probably quite nice new support. And we can get in here, or we can wait for the pullback, which is what I'm going to do. So somebody knows something. We got 1,000% beat, earnings beat, and things are suddenly looking very rosy. And it paid a dividend bonus. So they're minus 5,000% there. So that didn't do much for the chart. But they're suddenly looking pretty tasty. And this could be a bit of a runner. It's just popped out over that resistance of 530. It's jumped 10 cents on a big buy. This could go somewhere. I'm liking it a lot. So let's add this to the watch list. We're watching stuff. I got 9 in here. We'll do a watch list review at some point. I really like it. I'm going to put a blue line in here because that's when we started watching it, and that's what I use as a little reference point. So we can change the lines and things like that here. Okay, so we've added that and it's all looking pretty tasty. This is a very exciting trade. And ACRE, let's keep an eye on this one and we'll report back in a few days' time and we'll see what it's doing and how it's behaving. If it is behaving like I expect, which would be maybe a couple of red days and then, it'll recover. Let's see if it will use this $5.30 as a support and maybe it'll bounce on further or maybe it'll be taking off and we'll have to wait for a down day. I like to buy on a down day because there's less chance of me having another down day straight after it, and therefore I'm kind of losing money 2 days in the trot. If I buy here, I'm going to have a bit of a pullback and I start losing money straight away, which is what I don't want. You can't really time the market, do I try and time the market? No, but I try and buy into a pullback as best I can. 2 or 3 days of red or a day of red is something quite useful. And if you bought here, then you're all ready. If we use a little measuring tool, if you bought here, which you probably would have, you would get in. Well, I would have bought after the second down day, and that's the entry point there. And you're all looking at already a 6% return, which is, perfect. It's great. Let's see what ACRE does over the next few days, and we'll keep an eye on it. Peace and love till the next time.